Hi witches, so today we are going to get a little dark and spooky. Today we're talking about hexes and curses, which is also known as baneful magic. If you're a beginner, don't panic. I am going to talk you through the entire subject, and at the end I'm going to give you my opinion on everything. Also, sorry, side note, I did wear my Wicked Witch t-shirt just for this video, and I think it's great. I am a cliche, I'm a walking cliche, but this shirt is really comfy, so get into it. Many people are really familiar with the Wiccan Rede, which says, "Any harm none, do what thou will." But like I've discussed before, not all witches are Wiccans, and not all witches follow that rule. Meaning, some witches do participate in baneful magic, hexing, cursing, jinxing, whatever. So generally speaking, if you're a Wiccan, you're not going to be doing any sort of cursing or hexing because that really goes directly against the main tenet of that religion. But please know that as much as I am like all like love and light and I like to see myself, even though I look spooky, like I'm really nice, not everyone else is, so it's good to kind of know what you're up against, right? And what you could face and how to protect yourself from particularly like harmful practitioners. Again, I don't want to scare anybody and say like, oh, everyone out there is like this, because it's not true. And we're gonna get into kind of like a little bit more of my opinion on that at the end of this video, but just, this is informational, it's not to scare anybody. So baneful magic is magic that is cast with the intent to cause negative consequences to somebody else. So whoever that person, really the witch, is choosing to target, they want something not so nice to happen to them. So this can be done in a variety of ways, and I'm really just like not comfortable going through like directly like, here's how to curse somebody. Will that maybe change down the line? Possibly, but I just feel like that's irresponsible of me as a practitioner just to like put that out on the internet and have someone possibly get really hurt. So I'm just not going to do that. If you want to talk more about, baneful magic, or you have like more questions, or you're, considering doing something and want to check in, feel free to private message me. But again, that is a private conversation that I will have with you. How do you know if you've been hexed or cursed? So some signs that you have been cursed include very intense nightmares, sudden like health problems, legal problems, relationship troubles like almost overnight, some sort of important item, like very personal item going missing, something that you use every day or you really have like an energetic connection with, feeling like physical pain, like if all of a sudden your arm feels like it's on fire or something, it could be related to that if it is in conjunction with the other symptoms of possibly being cursed. If you are feeling super ill, let me just give this as a caveat, if you are feeling super ill or like suddenly have a weird pain, please go to a doctor. It could just be something medical. Doesn't mean you're being cursed if all of a sudden your pancreas hurts. It could just be that you have something wrong with your pancreas. That's just an example, but whatever. So if you have a sense of hopelessness or intense sadness constantly, which is again also depression, so if you're feeling that, please go to a doctor. Please don't just assume that you are cursed like it is. Please take care of yourselves. That's really where I'm going to leave it at. If you feel that like animals are reacting negatively to you, and like if you have a general feeling like you like are being cursed or like you feel cursed, like maybe that's what it is. So I usually recommend like to find out, if you have like a lot of these problems that I just listed, if you believe you have been cursed, right? I really recommend that you do a 1 to 3 card tarot reading. So tarot cards, if you guys are not aware, are cards with different like meanings on them, or like different illustrations. I will be going into tarot cards in a couple of videos when I talk about divination, but these are mine. King of Swords. Sorry, I work with a lot of war goddesses, so swords is my favorite suit. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about this. Usually, if you are pulling a lot of swords, or cards that have like kind of a negative connotation, it's safe to assume you're probably being, affected by some sort of outside malevolent force, and should probably take action to defend yourself. I also recommend using a pendulum and kind of asking the same question, like, am I cursed? And depending on the way the pendulum swings, it'll give you a yes or no answer. And that is also a very good and definitive, I think more definitive than tarot cards, way to figure out if you've been cursed or not. Usually you're not. Usually it's just a little bit of bad luck and it'll turn around. But I completely understand, and it's always good to check, you know? So, opinion time. Do I use Baneful magic? And the answer is no, not really. I have in the past and really wasn't ready for it. In fact, it was one of the first things I did when I started practicing, and it just wasn't worth it. To work a curse or a hex takes a lot of time and a lot of energy that I simply do not have. If you're gonna do it, fine. Just be sure that you're really ready to handle it, and you're ready to like undertake that working. But also be equipped with the possibility that that energy might be just sent right back to you, and sometimes threefold. So just be sure that you're ready to do it. If, again, like I said, if you have any more questions about Baneful magic, hexing, cursing, jinxing, please private message me and we can kind of walk through it. And that is kind of where I'm going to leave it. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the opposite. We're going to talk about protective magic.